Hello and welcome in to another review. Yes, it's been a while since I've done one, but yeah, let's get stuck in. Today I'm going to review CPO's first and only album, The Hell I'm Black, came out in 1990 through Capitol Records. CPO, for those who don't know, were a West Coast group that were affiliated with MC Ren, and the group consisted of Little Nation, who was like the main rapper. That's him there on the front. Um, he was the main MC. You also had DJ Train, who did all the scratching throughout the album, and DJ Train was also MC Ren's main DJ for like the Shock of the Hour album and things like that. Um, you also had Young D who co-produced this album, and that's about it. There was also a guy called Chip, or MC Chip, or the Chip as it says in the back here. I guess he was in the group as well, but he only actually raps on one song. And MC Ren, while not technically in the group, he did actually produce the entire album, which is pretty interesting because MC Ren's not really known for his production work, but yeah, he actually produced this entire album along with Young D, who did the co-production. So yeah, this album came out in 1990, as I said earlier, around the time when NWA were putting out their EP, 100 Miles and Running. So that gives you an idea of sort of the landscape at the time. Compton's Most Wanted were coming out with It's a Compton Thing, and Above the Law were coming out with Living Like Hustlers. So yeah, everyone was kind of getting involved, you know what I mean? After NWA broke out with Straight Outta Compton, you saw more West Coast groups coming out, and yeah, but keep in mind this is pre-Chronic. You know what I mean? This is back when the West Coast had a more, I would say, like Bomb Squad influence kind of sound, where they were using lots of samples and it was kind of rougher sounding. And yeah, this is before like all the wines and like all the synths and stuff like that that are often associated with West Coast hip hop. That didn't come until a bit later. So yeah, so let's get into it here. I'm going to show off the artwork real quick. There's the front cover. You just got Little Nation chilling there, and the CPO logo, which I don't actually like that much because it doesn't really make any sense. Because the O is on the outside, and then it says CP, so it's like OCP instead of CPO. It doesn't. It's not. It's not a regular logo. Um, yeah, yeah, I've got nothing to say about that. The track listing, there it is. They're pretty basic. 10 tracks, and you've also got. It also mentions like all the writing credits for each one. Isaac Hayes gets a credit for Ballad of a Menace because they use an Isaac Hayes sample. Actually, the same Isaac Hayes sample that Compton's Most Wanted actually used on It's a Compton Thing. They used the same sample. I thought that was pretty interesting. They were definitely on the same page there. Here's what the disc looks like. Let me flip it over so it's the right way up. Nothing too amazing there. It's kind of like a silver disc with like a pattern. I guess it's supposed to look like gates or something like that. Looks like a gate. You got the CPO OCP logo at the top. Yeah, it's really not that funny. Don't know why I'm laughing. Inside, very basic stuff. You just got all the tracks with the credits and things like that, publishing rights and all that kind of thing, and it says the Hell in Black there. And this page is like an expanded version of the front cover. You see like Little Nation there, and you just see like the gates that I guess that they're trying to that they're trying to show over and over again in the artwork. And this is just production credits and thank yous and all that sort of thing. Yeah, CPO fan club and management Jerry Heller. I guess Jerry Heller actually managed these guys, even though CPO weren't under Ruthless; they were under Capitol Records. So yeah, that's the artwork. Not much to show there. The first song, "Ballad of a Menace," was the leading single off the album, and it's definitely one of the best songs in the album, and one of the most well known as well. Um, Great song. Really starts the album off with a bit of a bang. Really, like it's first few tracks in the album are all kind of like braggadocious, but at the same time like hard hitting sort of tracks. You know what I mean? Knowing that these guys aren't to be messed with, basically. And Ballad of Menace actually features MC Ren. He does the second verse, and Yeah, he's fantastic, and I really like Lil Nation as well. I actually think he has a really dope voice. You know, it really sort of he has one of those commanding style voices, and him and MC Rain work very well together. It's a shame that this is their only CPO album because I think they work really well together. But yeah, that's Ballad of a Menace. A little bit of trivia about that song. That song was supposed to be on the Menace to Society soundtrack. Um, for of course, for the film Menace to Society, it came out in '93. The Hughes brothers actually wanted that song to be on there, probably because of the scratching. You know, I'm a menace. I'm a menace to society. They probably like that, and they thought that would be a good fit for the soundtrack. I agree, it would have been very good on the Menace to Society soundtrack, but it didn't happen, and that probably was around the same time when MC Ren was actually supposed to play AWACS in Menace to Society, but of course that didn't happen either. That role ended up going to MC8, so yeah, just a bit of trivia there. And the song is also featured on the newer versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the West Coast Classic station. So that's pretty cool. Track two, CPOsis, is one of the really one of two really fast-paced songs on the album. Um, really sort of upbeat and pretty hectic sounding song. You know what I mean? That's why I sort of liken some of the production to be almost sort of Bomb Squad influence. You know, it's definitely these faster songs kind of give that similar kind of vibe. CPOsis again is kind of like another braggadocious kind of song. Lil Nation really steps up his flow when it comes to these faster songs. You know what I mean? He raps faster to try and keep up with the beat, and he actually does a very good job. You can tell that it's not easy for him. You know what I mean? He is putting a lot of effort in, but I actually like that. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, you can tell he's really busting his ass on this album, and I really like that. CPOsis is another really dope song, and it's another one of the highlights for me on the album. Track three, Rain's Rhythm. This song is noteworthy for being the only song on the album that features Chip, who I mentioned earlier, who I guess was in the group, but this is actually the only song for these featured on. Uh, CPO boss Hog or Little Nation, whatever you want to call him, in an interview said that the idea was that CPO, this first album was basically going to be Little Nation's album, and like whatever the next album was going to be like mainly focused on another member, and so probably the Chip was probably going to have like an album that was more about him. But yeah, obviously that never came to fruition. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. The Chip, he's okay. He's nothing really that remarkable. You know what I mean? I wasn't really like itching to hear more of him in this album. I definitely think Lil Nation is the superior MC throughout this thing. Ren's Driven, pretty good song. Nothing too noteworthy, but it's just a pretty dope song. Track four, Flow to the Rhythm, is basically like Rain's Rhythm Part Two. You know what I mean? A pretty similar song. I like it. It's got like again, it's another kind of braggadocious kind of track, talking about how they kick, we kick funky beats and we rap really good over them, that sort of thing. Track five, The Wall, is a more interesting song. It's actually a conscious track. Little Nation's talking about black on black violence and that sort of thing. This beat is more sort of subdued compared to a lot of the other beats in the album, which are more funky and more sort of in your face. This song rather, put us back a little bit in order for you to pay attention to what Little Nation is talking about. And yeah, it's one of the sort of standard songs in the album because of that. You know what I mean? It is a different, compared to the other most of the other songs on the album. Track six, Homicide, a very dope song. It's one of the more gangster kind of songs in the album. Has like a real rough, sort of hard hitting beat to it, and excellent scratching from DJ Nation all the way through this one. Yeah, Homicide, very good track. Track seven, Something Like This, is probably my favorite song on the entire album, and it's probably even faster than CPOsis. It's the other song that I mentioned, if it's very fast. For some people, it might even be a little bit too fast and a little bit too hectic, but I really like that about it. I thought Lil Nation managed to keep up with the beat just fine, and yeah, he kills it, and the beat's dope. So track 8, The Movement, is sort of similar to The Wall. It's another sort of conscious track. He's talking about sort of the downfall of society due to things like crack and white supremacists and things like that. You know what I mean? Keeping people down, and it's sort of like more of an uplifting kind of track. As just getting people to overcome these problems that people face. And yeah, it's another dope song. Track 9, "This Beat Is Funky," which was actually the second single on the album, and it also has a music video. The music video is very, very, very goofy. If you search it out, it's very goofy. I'm kind of surprised that they went with a music video like that, with Little Nation getting a jetpack and flying through the air and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, it's pretty. I wouldn't. If I was them, I would have went for something a bit harder than that. But yeah, "This Beat Is Funky." It's a good song. It's probably the most laid back song on the album. It's a real song that you can just sort of chill out to. That beat actually, if you guys have heard Lada Darkman's "Heist of the Century" album, he uses the same sample for the song "What Thugs Do," I believe it's called. Yeah, so pretty good song. I like it. It's just sort of like a good funky song, good chill out song. And at the end of that track, they all give out their shout outs and things like that. And then track 10, the last track, "Gangsta Melody." The track says exactly what to expect from that song. It's a real gangster song, probably one of the more gangster songs along with "Homicide." And that song features MC Ren too. It just kicks right into MC Ren's verse, and it's a very good song. And that's about it, really. It's a pretty short album, and the lyrics are pretty straightforward on most of it. But Lil Nation, I really like him. I think he's got a dope voice, and I really like his flow and things like that. I thought the production from MC Ren and Young D was really good, and I like that this album is actually only 38 minutes long. It's like no filler, you know what I mean? There's like no filler whatsoever. I actually like all the songs on this album, and it's an easy listen. It's about 38 minutes, and it's very easy to sit down and listen to. My only sort of complaint with the album, it's not much of a complaint, it's more of a nitpick, but I don't really like the way "Gangsta Melody" is the last song. I would have switched "Gangsta Melody" with the song "This Beat Is Funky," because I think "This Beat Is Funky" is a better album closer, you know what I mean? Have like a more sort of chill out song to end the album with. And not only that, they sort of do all the shout outs at the end and stuff like that. It makes more sense to have that as the last track rather than "Gangsta Melody," which kind of it just kind of ends the album quite abruptly, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's about it really. It's a shame that these guys never went on to make another album. For those, obviously MC Ren, like obviously he was busy with NWA and he did his solo career. DJ Train, was kept working with MC Ren until unfortunately he died in 1994 in a house fire, I believe. So rest in peace to him. That's a real shame rather. Little Nation, he actually renamed himself after CPO broke up. He actually took the CPO name because I guess people went up to him and kept calling him CPO, so he's just like, I might as well just call myself CPO. And he added like the boss hog and to it because he actually just wanted to call himself Boss Hog, but he added CPO so that it was something different. Like when you Google search him, you would know if it's the right person kind of thing, because there's a lot of Boss Hogs out there. So yeah, there was supposed to be a follow-up album. There was talks of him doing the next album with Eazy-E and Dr. Dre, but of course that never happened. And yeah, it just fell through. Lil Nation, or CPO Boss Hog, ended up joining Death Row, and he didn't put out an album, but he did a couple of songs. He did a song for Above the Rim soundtrack. He did a song for the Murder Was the Case soundtrack, and he was also featured on the song "Picture Me Rolling" with Tupac and Big Syke. So yeah, um, really, that's about it. Really, I know CPO Boss Hoggy. I think he's either working on an album or he's put it out. I think it's called iBoss. Yeah, I don't know what that's like, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Not as in depth as some of my other ones, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've done a review, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks very much for watching, and yeah.